All right, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shira David. Baruch Hashem. We made it to Zayis Chanukah. We just read the Menorah. We just read the beautiful Zayis Chanukah Samizbeach. And we learned about the Menorah. We read about the Menorah, right? Ad Yerecha, Ad Pircha, Mikshahi, one piece. Stood standing strong. Baruch Hashem. Beautiful Zayis Chanukah. A day of tefillah. Today's a time to daven. Today's a time to give tzedakah, right? There are many times in the year that Hashem, so to say, gives us a hand. Right? He gives us a hand, right? And Zayis Chanukah is one of those times. Because Zayis Chanukah is really the final completion of the Yom Noraim. Right? We started out with Elul, Rosh Hashanah, Seres Yemei Tshuva, Yom Kippur, and then we had the 4 days in between Yom Kippur and Sukkot, and we had Sukkot, Shemini Atzeres, or Hoshana Rabbah, Shemini Atzeres. Then we came all the way to here. And it's a day today that we can still make rectifications and start all over again. Today's another day. Hashem always gives us another hand. And the tzaddikim have it's a big day for tefillah. So if you have time today to pray, take advantage of the day. Take advantage, okay? All right, now we're going to continue learning our lessons in Likutey Halachos with the Siyata D'Shmaya, of course. We're learning Hilchos Birchas Hamazon, the laws of Bentching. And we're going to start today. We're in Halacha Daled. And today we're up to Yud Gimel. So that's 4, Halacha 4. And we're up to Yud Gimel 13. So now, yesterday we were talking about the beautiful idea and the victory of coming to Eretz Yisrael, and the whole point Hashem took us out of Mitzrayim, and we went through, and we had Kriyas, and we had Kriyas Yamsuf, and the whole time in the desert, everything was to get us to Eretz Yisrael. That was the whole point. Hashem wants us all to come to Eretz Yisrael. Baruch Hashem, we learned that yesterday. So today, let's go to Yud Gimel, and then here we go. It's beautiful. HaKadosh Baruch, this is a pasuk in Shira Shirim, right? We were standing straight upward like a tamar, like a date tree, like a tree is so strong, and then it gets so strong. That's how we stood strong. And if you learn through Sefer Yeshua, you'll see that this is the way we were, right? While we were under the leadership of Yeshua, he was, in my humble opinion, he was our most successful leader. He was our most successful leader because during his time there was no problems. Everyone understood he's the leader. He had no opposition, and everyone followed what he said. It's amazing. It was an amazing thing. It was an amazing thing.
It's possible to happen again.
And it will happen, yes,
yeah.
It will. Mashiach Tzidkenu is going to come, and he's going to be the leader. But no, I'm just saying we had times in our history that we had something so special, right? It's just an amazing, it's beautiful. If you learn through Navi, you see the different things. Look at all the other Navi, they had so much trouble, always. There was always so much trouble. But Yeshua, nice. Baruch Hashem. Kamesha Perish Rashi, Sham Rashi talks over there in Shira Shirim. Linyan Hatzelem Shal Nebuchadnezzar Omdu B'Sikufosam V'Lo Yishtachavu Loi. Nebuchadnezzar set up, right? He set up the idol, whatever you want to call it there, and we didn't bow down to it. Kizeh Hashevach V'Sparish HaYisrael. That we stood ba'azis, we stood strong, we stood stubborn, and we wouldn't give in. We would not give in. Okay, so this is us examples of how we can be successful in Eretz Yisrael. Right? We have to be stubborn in what we do and what our Torah tells us, and then we follow what we're supposed to do. Okay, got it? That's the lesson. Yud Daled. Rashi says, what does that mean? That Hashem Yisbarach took us in a straight way. But Kaima Zekufa again in a straight, strong, powerful way. That was the place we were traveling to. All those travels that we did in the desert, the 42 journeys, all those journeys, and all of the different battles that we had. Right, we had to battle with Sichon and Oig, and then we had to battle. And Moshe Rabbeinu was so amazed that he was able to get rid of Sichon and Oig. Right, he kept talking about that. And we had Amalek. Right, all these, everything, what to get to Eretz Yisrael. Right, we said that Sichon and Oig they were protecting by the water. They didn't want to let us cross. That's why when Moshe Rabbeinu saw when he was able to get rid of Oig Melech Habash and Sichon and Oig, when he was able to, he thought maybe, now I can go into Eretz Yisrael. Because they were the ones that were preventing us. All right. And the stories of the Torah, all the stories, all to get us to come to Eretz Yisrael. I took you in a very, very powerful way. How would you like to? How do you translate that, Shalom? The Kaima Zakuf in a powerful path, way, leadership. Standing proudly upright. Right. Nobody. Right. The Hainu B'Kaima Zakuf B'Chinas Azas V'Akshonas She'Aimdim Zakufim V'Akshonas Gadol L'Netzach Hamelchama V'Yelech V'Lovay L'Eretz Yisrael. There we go, and we came, and we made it to Eretz Yisrael, and we fought the battles. Baruch Hashem. That was the whole point of Yitzias Mitzrayim. Like we said yesterday, Rabbi Nachman said, if you make it to Eretz Yisrael, that's the big victory. And then when you're in Eretz Yisrael, of course, to follow the Torah, follow the mitzvahs, because then HaKadosh Baruch Hu infuses more Kedusha into Eretz Yisrael that we can connect to, if we choose to connect to it. The same way Hashem took us in a straight, powerful way, we have to be very powerful in our avodas Hashem. And even though there's going to be things that come in our way all the time, right? There are things and all these obstacles that come. But if I know what my objective is, I focus on my objective, so then I will always be successful. The problem is other things come up in our way, and we think at the moment, that's what's important. Right? Sometimes something comes up, this is what I have to deal with right now. But wait a second, maybe I have to do something else right now.
It happened this morning with me.
Maybe you have to do something else right now. Okay, so that's the idea that, again, we have to, the same way HaKadosh Baruch Hu took us in a straight path, in a way, then He kept us very powerful, and He kept us in a way that in a beautiful way, in a beautiful, straight, strong, powerful way. That's how we have to serve HaKadosh Baruch Hu is teaching us how we have to serve Him. Okay, now Tezvav. Therefore, the miracle, Chanukah, right? How do you like that today? Daika with the Kaihanim. Why did the miracle happen through the Kaihanim? Right, Yehuda. Right, these were Kahanim. Why the Kahanim? Sheheim loifshim bigdei hisparos k'moshe kosav v'asisa bigdei kodesh la'aron achicha lechavod v'lisifares. How do you like that? Because they wore the special garments. They wore the special garments of tferes, of splendor, of beauty. The ikar, who HaKoyin Gadol, the main was with the Koyin Gadol. Yochanan Kohen Gadol, right? Yochanan Kohen Gadol, right? Shahayu loivesh b'choishin ve'ephod, shahayu ksuvim aleim shemas b'nei Yisrael. The Kohen Gadol was the one that wore the breastplate, right? The choshen and the ephod, right? Right, guys?
Yeah.
And on there was written all the tribes. All the tribes. Sheim hayu meirin kol hagavonim sheim bechinas oidem pit do uvarekes. Right? Shekol even va'even hayu loy gavim meyuchad. Each stone, like we said, has its own color, its own specific color, unique color. Shem kolol esparish Yisrael, and that's how each yid is always different. And each kind of Jew has his own color, his own way, his own expression of Hashem. That's why all the stones were different. If we the Jewish people would realize that today, that each Shevet was different than the next Shevet. But our goal was all to serve Hashem. But we don't have to all do it the same way. You understand? We have different ways to serve Hashem. And it's not to say that one Shevet was right and one Shevet is wrong. They were all under Hashem. So it means all their ways of serving Hashem were great. Sometimes we miss that today. We miss that. We think that my way is the right way. And they don't know what they're doing. But it's not true. Right? Anyone have anything to say on that? Anyone?
It very often seems that it is true.
What do you mean? What?
My way is the right way.
No, but can't you still appreciate somebody else's way too?
Yeah.
If they're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
No. What we're talking about people that are serving Hashem in their unique way. But they're following halacha. Right? But like for example, we have Teimanim. Their customs are totally different than ours. They read different than we do. But does that mean they're wrong? Of course not, they're wrong. That's their custom. No, I don't follow it, but I can appreciate it. Right? You have Moroccans, you have Syrians, they have all different customs, different ways of doing things. Is one right and one wrong? Absolutely not. They're all serving Hashem.
I'm talking about just small things,
No. I'm talking about like the Shvatim.
Right.
No, the Shvatim. These were all different tribes, and each tribe had a different nusach, a different way to serve Hashem, different ways of doing things, but they were all correct.
That's fine.
Today, unfortunately, you have people that are not of the Hashem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Okay. But no, I understand. But those that are serving Hashem, we should respect them. That's all.
I don't know if you'd agree with this, but even in the minyan, you have the one who can read the Torah. You have the guy who runs the whole thing. You have the minyan, the people that come. You have the Kohen that does the blessing. Yeah. And you have you have different roles and things.
Yeah, sure. Different people, different things. Right. Different hats. They wear different hats. Oh, no one here wears hats. I forgot. Okay, no hats. They wear different, whatever.
Head coverings.
Okay, different head. Okay. Valkein Shmeinas Yemei Chanukah Keneged Shmeinas B'nei Kahuna Gedola Sheheim Klal Hasparis. How do you like that? Here's another reason why is Chanukah 8 days. Because the Kohen Gadol, he had 8 vestments. 8 vestments. Therefore we'll make Chanukah 8 because the next happened through the Kohanim. The Kohen Gadol had 8 garments. Here's another reason why Chanukah is 8 days. And today's the 8th day. How do you like that? Okay, Sheheim Iker Ha'or Shal Ner Chanukah V'al Kain Nismach Parshas Big Day Kahuna LeParshas V'yichu Elecha Shemen Zayis. And therefore the whole idea when we read in the Torah about the big day kahuna, the next thing it talks about is the Shemen Zayis. Shu bechinas ner Chanukah. That's the idea of ner Chanukah. Hainu v'zeh v'kavu shmeinas yemei Chanukah elu l'haidos l'halal l'shimcha gadol. The whole point of Chanukah is to praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu's great name. Amazing that we're reading this today on the 8th day of Chanukah. Unbelievable. What?
In here, it also says that because You have the holy garments, but it's also of pride. What is it about pride that is?
The Torah describes the vestments of the Kohen were vestments of pride. They were the vestments themselves had pride to them.
What does that mean? They had pride.
They were special. They were unique. They were certainly unique. They were very, very beautiful. They were very, very different. They had a special tiferes to them, a special beauty to them. Maybe we can explain that. Maybe it was called a beauty, a special beauty.
I don't know.
Ki hahaidois v'hahalel heim hasparis u'mahalin m'shapchin u'forin oisei baruch is how we can praise and we can make beautiful and we can sing Ta'akodesh Baruch Hu Shayidei Zeh Hashem is Baruch Mispayim is Gadol Miskadesh B'Cholei Lomois Shezeh Iki Kedushas Chanukah. That is the main part of Chanukah. How do you like that? Unbelievable. The whole point is when we sang, like we sang a beautiful Hallel and we praised Ta'akodesh Baruch Hu Haidul Hashem Ki Toi Ki Li'olam Chazdai. Right? That's what it's all about. When we do that down here, HaKadosh Baruch Hu takes that up on high, and then His name becomes great in all the worlds. Everything gets better because of what we're doing down here, specifically in Eretz Yisrael. It's amazing, mamash. What a schus we have to be here, right? What a schus we had to say Haidul Hashem Ki Tov, right? Ki Li'olam Chazdai, right? Amazing, right? It's really amazing. Okay, now the Rebbe is going to go on to another idea we're going to talk about now. We said today is Zayis Chanukah, and there's a big Indian to give tzedakah. So if you have tzedakah to give, try to give your tzedakah today. Okay? If you have tzedakah you're going to be giving, try to give the tzedakah today. It's a big day, big Indian to give tzedakah today. Why? Because that's against taivas mammon. Right? That's against the lust of money. When you take your tzedakah, you give money out, that's breaking the lust for money. Right? If I'm giving away my money, my hard-earned money, I'm giving it away, that's breaking my taiva for the money. Let's see. And therefore we read Parshas Miketz, right? We just read it this past Shabbos, right? Ki isa b'soif ha'torah anal, ha'medaberes minyan Eretz Yisrael, V'siyim sham v'yesh b'zeh oid inyanim, right? About the Tiferes, ki ein odam meis v'chatzi tavosei b'yodai. Very famous words of Chazal. A person doesn't die with half of his desires. In other words, a person never will fulfill his desires in this world. If he has desires for any physical thing, he'll never ever have enough. No matter what he has, he'll never have enough. He's going to explain now. Nimsa, she'ein memale taivosai v'ritzayni b'mamin l'olam. A person can never have enough money. Right? A person has 100, he wants 200. He has 200, he wants 400, 408, 816, 32, and he wants more and more and more. He's not sustained, he's not satisfied with what he has. Could we relate to that? Yeah. Well, everyone's quiet today. Ki tamid chosiloi, because he's always lacking something. If I only had a little more. If I only had more. That's what drives people to stay in the office later. That's what drives people to miss minyan in the morning. That's what drives people to leave early from a minyan. They're middle of minyan, they have to leave. Why? Because they have to go make money. I'm lacking money. I need money.
The one that I'm wanting today is I want Hashem to sell my house.
You want what?
I want Hashem to help me sell my house.
Okay.
So
David will help you sell the house.
I know, it's like I'll be happy when I sell the house. I mean, it's like
no. So David to Hashem to sell the house. That's it.
I understand. Yeah.
Aval yesh bechinas shefa kefula. There's an idea of shefa kefula. Shefa doubled. Kaful means doubled, right? You can have a double bounty. A double bounty. Kefis tayafais lecha, and the money, so to say, flies to you. What was that word? Like it flies to you? Tayafais? What would you like to say, huh? What would you say, Rav Shalom, huh? The mammon tayafos lecha.
What What is over there? What does it say?
It tracks. The magnet can fly. It goes over to you. It flies to you like a magnet. Okay. Shu lashon kafel nimsa shebezeh hashefa nismali ritzaynei me'achar shehi kefula v'lo yisiyam ad kan l'shoynei of Rabbeinu Zal. He's going to explain all this now. Don't worry. Behind this is what it means. Rabbeinu Zechon l'vracha loy be'er devar of ma chiber yesh le'inyan ze im kol ma she'omar sham mikoydem inyan Eretz Yisrael Rosh Hashanah. But Rav Nosson is going to explain. The Rebbe didn't explain this whole idea of Eretz Yisrael Rosh Hashanah so well, but Rav Nosson is going to explain it now. Acha nira la'aniyas dati. Rav Nosson says, I'm going to try to explain this to you. Avoya kitzas a little bit. Kitay v'smamen dahainu ma she'ein adam meis v'chatzi tavose b'yodai. V'chol ma she'yesh la yoser chosel la yoser. Whenever a person does it, he's never gonna die. He's gonna, what it means is he's not gonna ever accomplish what he wants to accomplish. And because whatever he has of physicality, he always wants more physicality. And this is what again the pegame naya. And this is the whole idea of the advertisement, right? The eyes see. And I want more. He has to fulfill the taiva of the eyes. Right? It's not enough. The what do you call it? The wealth that the person had gathered, that he already gathered. It's not enough. He needs more. And when a person has pegame nayim, that's again the pegam in Eretz Yisrael. Seeing a pegam of the eyes is a pegam in Eretz Yisrael. Why? We said, Tamid einei Hashem elikecha ba mereishis hashana rach rishona. If that's the case, if I have a pegam in my eyes, I'm making a pegam in Eretz Yisrael.
What's a pegam?
A blemish.
A blemish.
A blemish in the eyes, right. Because the main kedusha of Eretz Yisrael comes from Shmiras Einayim. Shemistaklim al hatzadik shekolo mikol asparis. That we look at the tzaddikim, go to tzaddikim, look at tzaddikim, learn the Torahs of the tzaddikim, go to kivrei tzaddikim. That's how you get a little more, and you have more kedusha Yisrael again. Because why? Because when we do the right thing and we follow the tzaddikim, because HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a lot of pride in the tzaddikim. He loves the tzaddikim because they're getting more Jews together, bringing more Jews to making the Malchus stronger. Right? So when we go to the tzaddikim, we give them more power. So of course it brings more kedusha. Then Hashem is looking more at Eretz Yisrael. Hey, what's going on over here? He wants to see. The same way our eyes, it's all a mashal for the nimshal. The mind wants to know something. It tells the eyes, go look at that thing. So when there's something going on down over here, Hashem is looking at what happened here. When Hashem looks at Eretz Yisrael, when he looks down here, he brings more kedusha to the land. So it's they're interconnected. Eretz Yisrael hu makar habracha. We know that Eretz Yisrael is the source of all blessing of the entire world. Because all blessing and all bounty, everything that's in the entire world is only on the cause of Eretz Yisrael. This land here, Israel. Israel is the source of blessing for the entire world. Because Eretz Yisrael gets their kedusha from the tzaddik, from Hashem. And of course, again, when it came to Avram Avinu, where do we learn this from? Rashi tells us that until Avram Avinu, HaKadosh Baruch Hu held all bracha. But once Avram Avinu came around, HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave the bracha over to Avram Avinu, the koyach of bracha, the power to give over blessing. He gave it over to the tzaddik, Avram Avinu. And Avram Avinu passed it down to Yitzchak Avinu, to Yaakov Avinu, and so on. And the tzaddikim have this koyach of bracha. B'bechinas brachas l'roish tzaddik, b'chinas tzaddik choynim v'noiseh. Uk'shezoicha l'kabetz ha'shefa shel Eretz Yisrael v'atzadik b'shleimus. When you can accept, when you can be makabel, when you can accept this shefa of Eretz Yisrael, the beauty of Eretz Yisrael, the bounty of Eretz Yisrael, and the tzaddik b'shleimah, v'adei ein lo shum chisron, there's nothing lacking. How do you like that? If you can be connected to the tzaddikim, and you're connected to the beauty, and you see the beauty in Eretz Yisrael, you're never lacking anything. Chevra, I'm telling you, there's nothing lacking in Eretz Yisrael, nothing. Anything you want, you can find here. All the bracha is here. You don't have to go anywhere else. The bracha is here. All bracha is here. Yes, David.
Yeah, I was in Sfas over Shabbos.
Yeah.
And I took the train back, and it goes down the coast. And on one side, you got this beautiful ocean.
Yeah.
You look at the other side, the green was unbelievable. The green was like
Because it's
green.
It's because it's the rain season now, David.
Yeah, it's just.
Where are you coming back from, right?
Well, from Sfat, but I took the train. So
We went to Carmiel, took the
Carmiel.
train. Carmiel, you went to Carmiel, and you took the train back to Tel Aviv, right?
Yeah,
I did that. I took that train. Yeah, it's a beautiful ride.
Beautiful ride.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! It's
And
gorgeous.
the ocean for miles. The ocean's on one side, and it's green.
Pasture the land, beautiful land. No, it's amazing. No, really. No, and just look out the window. Just see the beauty, and you just keep saying, "Marabu Masecha Hashem." Well, Hashem, this is beautiful. Look at the ocean, the water. It's just everything is beautiful here. Is it true?
I didn't want to get off the train.
You know what? You want to take the ride again? Let's go back. We'll go the other way.
And
Gorgeous.
you didn't have to pay for it. It was a free ride, right?
Right.
So you can
Wow,
drive.
you see that? They let you. Okay. Ki be'eretz Yisrael ksiv loy techsa kol boy. It says in the pasuk in Deborah, loy techsa kol boy. It's not lacking anything. Everything's here. Kol boy. Everything's here in Eretz Yisrael. Loy techsa. Nothing's lacking. Shashefa and hamsheches misham ein ba shum chisron. Whenever comes from Eretz Yisrael, there's nothing lacking. Everything here is perfect. Kisham tziva Hashem es habracha, because this is where Hashem commands the blessing in Eretz Yisrael. And all blessing from the entire world is only because of Eretz Yisrael. All from here. This is the headquarters. This is the headquarters. I have those stupid countries who only know.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Only if that UN would know that they can have so much more bracha if they would give up all of their nonsense and they would join.
It's not their job.
I know.
The Gebrach Israel sends all this food to us.
I know.
Oh, they're starving us.
Yeah, I know. Bechinas v'achikoisi lachem bracha ad belidai. How do you like that word, huh? V'achikoisi lachem bracha ad belidai. I'll give you a blessing until you say, that's enough. I got too much. Shezeo ha'hepech bechinas ein odam meis v'chatzi tavosei biyodai. That's the opposite of the guy that doesn't die with half of his tithers. He has so much. This guy has so much. It's okay, Hashem. I have so much. It's enough. I can't eat no more. I can't have no more. It's enough. I have enough, Hashem. Wow, beautiful. We should all experience that in Mitzvah Hashem. Because that guy, again, that has his tivus and physical things, and he's looking to go here and there. He's not happy where he is, and he's not this guy, he's always lacking everything. Aval HaShefa the Kedusha Shel Eretz Yisrael hi bechinas shefa kefula she'ein bo shum chesron bechinas bracha ad belidai. And again, if you want Kedusha, you want to be connected to holiness, this is where we can connect. Right here. It's right here in Eretz Yisrael. Again, like we use the example with the Wi-Fi, right? Right? You have a situation where you don't have service, right? And you need to connect to the Wi-Fi, right? Now, if you connect to the Wi-Fi, you'll have plenty of service. It's a silly muscle. I'm just trying to give you. The Kiddush is here, but you have to connect to it.
Well, what does that
What does
What does that really mean? I mean,
holiness is not something you can see.
How would I feel if I'm feeling
Holiness is not something you can see.
Right.
Internet service is not something you can see. But when you connect to it, you can experience it, correct? Listen. But when you connect to it, you can experience. Kedusha is something I can't see. But if I can connect to it, I'll feel it.
How do I know if I've connected to it?
You know.
Oh, if you feel motivated to serve Hashem.
In order to connect to the Wi-Fi or to the Kedusha, you need the password.
The password is making brachas. The password is learning Torah. The password is Kedusha, washing my hand, going to a mikveh. The password, these are the passwords. Right? Keeping myself clean and then davening and prepare. These are how we do it. This is how we connect to it. Because and then HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, you know what, you're doing that, wow, he's looking, and he gives more Kedusha, and more Kedusha. That's all it is. Okay. V'zeh bechinas ha-shefa shel Shabbos, demine mizbochin kol shita yamin. And this is the whole idea of Shabbos. The same way, Shabbos is what gives off the bracha for the 6 days of the week. Right? Shabbos is what's broadcasting bracha to the 6 days of the week. That's what we say in the Kegavna. Okay? Kishu bechinas lechem mishnah. That's the idea of lechem mishnah. We have to have the double bread. On Shabbos you have a lechem mishnah, double. She bechinas lechem mishnah, bechinas shefa kfula. Oh, that's because it's shefa kaful. Kaful means you double it. So normally you have one bread. Shabbos you have two. Shefa kfula, it's doubled. Okay. Ki b'Shabbos v'Eretz Yisrael heim bechinas achas. Shabbos and Eretz Yisrael is one. Because the same way Eretz Yisrael is giving up bracha to the entire world, physical bracha, Shabbos is giving off the weekly blessing. The weekly blessing comes from Shabbos. So the more you invest in preparing for your Shabbos, the more you invest on Shabbos in studying Torah, connecting to Hashem, so then of course you'll have more bracha during the week. It's amazing. It's really, it's truly amazing. And that's why on Shabbos there's so many things that prevent you from studying Torah. Oh, and this one came over, we have to talk about this, and this one comes over and they're discussing that. I just try when it's Shabbos and there's people there, I just go on the Merpeset, I close the door, and I just could learn, and I don't want to, I'm not interested in that.
You're not interested in socializing?
No, not on Shabbos. Okay, by the meal we'll talk Torah, this and that, but I'm not interested. Shabbos is not that time, especially these Shabbos, and they're so short. Right? You sit down, you have your Sudas in the morning, Sudas Avram Avinu, right? And then the next thing you know, it's amazing, right? I prefer the summertime, the longer Shabbos. You have more, but all right, Baruch Hashem. They're all good. K'may shemesuda b'sheva havdolos shamra b'seinu zechanu mevracha b'Yerushalmi bein kedushas Eretz Yisrael l'chutz la'aretz ubein hashvi l'sheishes yemei ha'maisa. Right? There's a difference between making the differences between different things. So in the Gemara in Yerushalmi says the bein kedushas Eretz Yisrael l'chutz la'aretz. He says the difference. That you can't compare the difference of Eretz Yisrael and Chutz La'aretz. The same way you can't compare the beauty of Shabbos between the 6 days of creation. The same idea. So again, they have a beauty of Eretz Yisrael that's giving the bracha for the entire world, physical bracha. Shabbos is giving you the spiritual blessing for the entire week. Okay, Eretz Yisrael gives you the physical bracha, because and if you have the kedusha in Eretz Yisrael, so then of course to give you the spiritual blessing will come from the Shabbos. Nimsa. Okay, Shat Tzadik Shevimenu Nimsa Kol Kedushas Eretz Yisrael, who Zeichel L'Shefa Kefula. The Tzadikim, and we always say V'yameh Kulam Tzadikim, right? So anyone that wants to accept this idea, any one of us that want to accept this idea of Shabbos, and we understand why do I have Lechem Mishnah? Because it's Shefa Kfula. It's doubled. It's doubled. The bracha is doubled. That's why I'm doing this. V'zeh bechinas masha kosa b'tzadikim lechem ba'atza Mishnah Yeroshu, right? That they will have in the land. They'll have a double portion. Mishnah zeh bechina shefa kfula bechinas lechem Mishnah zeh lechem ba'artzam specifically their land, right? their land, Daika ki Ika Bechina Shefek Fula Be'eretz Yisrael. The main double place that you have is in Eretz Yisrael. And again, we can inherit Eretz Yisrael when we believe the bracha of Eretz Yisrael, when we believe in the kedusha of Eretz Yisrael. And that's what we have to do, is we have to teach our brothers and sisters that there's kedusha here. This is not like any other land. We don't make laws like every other land. This is not that place. This is the place we follow the Torah. When we follow the Torah, we have the most success. Right? That's what we have to teach our brothers and sisters. We need to teach them that. That this is not like every other country. This is special. This is the blessing of all countries come from here.
So when they say breaking the lust for money is accomplished by mainly through the tzaddik,
Yeah.
and we're really saying by learning, because we're learning from the tzaddikim. That's the only
Yes.
place we're learning from.
Yes.
So
yes.
that's in a sense what they're saying.
Yeah. וזה שכוסף רבינו זכרנו לברכה בתורה וציוויסי צדק שעיקר שבירת תאוות ממון הוא על ידי הצדיק ומי שחולק על הצדיק הוא נופל בתאוות ממון. The main way is the way if you want to break your taiva of mammon, right? If you want to break the desire of lust of money, right? Right? No. Here he says, through being together with the tzaddikim. Right? Being together with the tzaddikim, if you argue, you're separated from the tzaddik. You argue with the tzaddik, who naifel the taivas mammon, he's going to fall to taivas mammon. The guy that argues with the tzaddik, he doesn't believe what the tzaddik, he's constantly fighting with the tzaddik. That guy's going to fall to taivas mammon for sure. Because he can be protected from taivas mammon by being connected to the tzaddik. If he's going against the tzaddik, he's going to fall to taivas mammon. The lust of money. Right? What does he say here? If you're connected to the tzaddik, so then you can inherit this idea of the double. And if you have double, you'll have enough, and you're not going to want more. Right? You'll have the idea that bracha ad beli dai. If you're connected to the tzaddik, you'll have enough. Otherwise, if you're not, then you're always going to want more. Now we understand what that means, and Rav Nosson really explained it to us very good. I think so. Okay, should we go a little further? Yeah.
For me here is that
What's your problem?
is that like I'm at a place where I don't really have to worry about money. I mean,
Thank God.
thank God. However, I'm not sure that when I get married and then I have responsible kids and I feel like I'm responsible for providing for the family and all that, I'm not sure I'd have the same amuna, and I might still be. And there's also the balance between.
No. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants the person to constantly pray to him. Right? Constantly pray to him. Right? That's the whole idea. So Hashem gives us children. Right? A person gets married, now he has to pay rent, and he has to buy food, and he has to do all the things. He prays, and Hashem will give it to him. It's always to realize that the bracha comes because I pray to Hashem, and He'll give me what I need.
It's like I know that and I don't know that. It's very weird. It's a weird place to be.
Okay.
It's work to get there. You gotta work to get
Rabbi Kramer said one time a guy came, he was talking to somebody, and the guy said he had some trouble in his business. And he said, he said to Rabbi Kramer, he said to him, maybe Hashem would give me a couple of million I'd have in the bank, so on the rainy days I have some money, don't have any problems. So Rabbi Kramer says, but then Hashem wouldn't need you. Because he wants you to pray to him always. Right? The whole idea is you don't have what you need, so you pray to Hashem for him to give you what you need. That's the whole point. And the tzaddikim teach us that. You understand?
And if it's not money, there's other things you have to pray for. I mean,
Health.
Hashem gives you something to pray for every day. Believe me.
No question about that. No question about that. Okay, so should we learn the halacha now? What should we do, guys?
We need more room.
Okay, we'll stop over here. Tomorrow we're going to learn about the dreams of Paroi.
Wow.
How do you like that? The inyanim of what we're going through. So it's very good. Baruch Hashem, these are where we are holding, and it's so nice that our lessons are all coinciding with the times of yeah. So we're learning Hilchas Chanukah. Should we continue Chanukah, or should we go to start the next thing with Lashon Hara now?
Oh, you gotta do Hanukkah because it's Hanukkah today.
What do you say, Reb Shalom? We'll do Chanukah. Okay, here we go. Okay. I think we're up to Shabbos Malikin there. I think we're up to 17. What?
Wait for tires.
Tez Zion, or we're up to Tez. So let's do Tez Zion. Nashim. Here we go. So we're in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We're in Kuf Lamed Tes 139 Hilchis Chanukah, and today we're up to Sivkat and Tez Zion. Here we go. Nashim Chayava is Bener Chanukah. Women also have to light the Chanukah candles. Avhein. Because they were also part of the miracle. Of course, they were part of the miracle. Look what happened. They had to be with the general. Of course. And she can light on behalf of everyone in her house, right? The cotton when there's a cotton that comes to the time of an age of chinuch, gam kin chayev, he should also. When a cotton comes of age, that he understands what the miracle is and how to make a bracha. He has tzitzit, whatever he can say a bracha, he should also light. Suma im yachal ishtatef im acher bepruta mutav. If you have a blind person, because again he can't see the candles, so if he can give a pruta, let's say a shekel or 10 cents, he gives it to somebody, and then this way he'll be part of the mitzvah. He can't make the bracha himself, but he can give, okay. What happens if the summa the blind guy has a wife? He madlekes b'shvilo, she can light for him. She is allowed to light for him. But let's say he doesn't have a wife and he has his own house, his own apartment. If he has no one there to partake in the mitzvah, he has no one to partake in it, he should light with some other assistance, right? What does that mean, right, Shalom? He could take other people, he could take someone else to help him light. He has to do it because he's not going to know how to light himself. He can't light himself, he'll burn the house down. Right? If the guy can't see, he can burn the house down, right? That's not a good idea. So he'll have to get some kind of assistance. Okay. Yud Zayim. Erev Shabbos Madlikin Tchila Ner Chanukah. When it comes to Erev Shabbos, like we did this past Shabbos, Baruch Hashem, you first light the Chanukah candles, right? V'achar kach Ner Shabbos. And after you light the Ner Shabbos, right? Because once you lit the Ner Shabbos, you already accepted Shabbos upon you. You can't light the Chanukah candles, right? But make sure you do that after plag mincha. Okay, and those that did that, I do that every year on Friday, on Erev Shabbos. You daven mincha first because it's like almost a tata de sata. If I'm going to daven, I lit my candles and then I daven mincha. If I daven mincha, it's still day. The candles is something for the night. So why am I davening? But anyway, okay, either way. Make sure the cups are big enough that there's enough oil in there that it'll last at least a half an hour after after the stars come out. Because again, you lit it earlier, so make sure you put extra oil in there so that way it can last at least 30 minutes after the Tzeitzak HaChavim. That's the minimum time that it should be. If it could last longer, okay. If you don't have that, you don't make the cups bigger, and you just use, let's say, a regular candle. You know, they have those candles that last for 30 minutes. You did that. Have a lay bracha levatala, then the person made a bracha for naught.
if it didn't last 30 minutes?
It has to go. It has to last. It has to go longer because again, it's not the time. You're only lighting it earlier because you can't light it later because it's Shabbos. So if you're lighting it early, you have to make sure you put enough fuel, enough oil in there so it can continue to burn straight through Tzeitza Koichavim and a half an hour after that. Okay, got it? Okay. I mean, today I believe all of those things that they sell. I believe all of them that they sell, they last that long anyhow.
Yeah.
They last even longer. Yeah, so I don't think we have that problem. But just to understand why there's so much in there, and if you put a little more, put a little bit more. Okay. If you lit it next to the opening, put something there between the candles and the door. Shaloi yechabes haruach bepetichas v'neilas hadelas. You shouldn't then, you should have something like, I guess, put it in a box or something, so that way when you open and close the door, the wind, if it's talking to a street, if you're in, let's say, an apartment, in a building, so there's no wind, there's no problem. But if you're in a house outside, so then make sure that you protect it so the wind doesn't blow it out. The Matzah Shabbos, Madlikin v'achar kach madlikin mavdilin v'achar kach madlikin ner Chanukah u'veis hakneses madlikin koydem v'yiten l'cha. Okay, that's what we did, right? Before you say v'yiten l'cha on Friday on Matzah Shabbos. Those that say v'yiten l'cha, I don't know. Does anyone say that? V'yiten l'cha mitalo shmaim mishpani odes. No, you don't say that. Okay. Okay, very good. Okay, let's just do one more. We'll do one more, okay? So then we'll say goodbye to Hilchos Chanukah. Mi shehu einai bebeisai ela b'makei macher. Someone is not home. He's somewhere else. Im yodea sheishtoi madlekas bebeisai. If he knows that his wife is back at home and she's lighting in the house, yad leku b'makei shu. He could light in the place where he is. Beloy brachas. He doesn't make brachas. Because the main point is ner ishu beiso. Ner ishu beiso, his house. So if his house has brachas, now he can light the candles, but he's not going to make the bracha, then he's just going to light it so he can see the candles. V'toiv im efshe sheyishma tchila es habrachas v'mi shemadlik sham v'yechave lotzes b'berchosa v'yana omein. Now, if he's traveling, let's say he's a businessman, and he's going with his partner, right? And his wife is not lighting for some reason. She's in someone else. She went over to her sister with the brother-in-law or whatever, and no one's lighting in his house, right? Let's say his wife is over with family, over by the son's house, right? She went over to the kids. And now the kid has her son's lighting the candles. She's going to add something. So then there's no one lighting in his house. Therefore, he can make the bracha. There we go. Okay. V'im ein ishtoi madlekes by bebeisai v'chein habechurim v'achsanya shelahem tzrichen lahadlik b'brachos. Also in the house, the bachrim and the guests, they also have to light with a bracha, right? They light with a bracha. Oy yishtatfu in balabayis v'yitnu loy eze pruta, or they don't have to light it themselves. They can give over some money to the guy in the house. If you come over to my house, so you don't have to light in my house. You can give me a pruta to go towards to my oil, and then you're counted in the mitzvah. Isn't that nice? You get away cheaper that way.
I was by my daughter's house.
Yeah.
And we went, before candle lighting.
Yeah.
So we lit by them. We didn't light in our house.
Oh, you lit in there, so that's fine. No, you lit there because again, there's no one lighting in the house. So then wherever you are, you can light. You did it right. It's fine.
With the blessing?
What?
With the blessing?
Yeah.
With the blessing, yeah, because no one was lighting in his house. No one lit in your house, right?
Right. So I
Okay, but you're with your wife, So your wife is known as the bias.
Yeah.
So you're with your wife, there's no problem.
But I had the light, right? 'Cause
You lit, yeah.
my son's lighting.
But you didn't have, no, you could have in that case given him some money and just have him light and answer amen.
Oh, I could have done that.
But it's good that you lit, it's fine. That way you have a part in their oil and the wick. If you give some money, so that means you're a partner in the wicks and the oil. So the Baal Habayis should put a drop more oil in because now he has a partner. So I have my chelik, so now you're a partner. I got to put a little bit more oil in there for my new partner. Okay, that's nice. But the best way is like you did it. Everyone should light their own menorah. He's a cheapskate. He gives over something, and then the Baal Habayis puts a little bit more oil. But if you want to do it the right way, you do it like Rav Simcha did it. You light the candles by yourself, like that. Okay, Amishu be'iroi. Let's say you're in your city, but you're in another house. You should, if you're in your city, right? If you're in your city, right? So if you have the opportunity to be able to go back to your house to light, then light in your house. If you don't have the opportunity to go back to your house, so you light where you are. Okay, Baruch Hashem, Hashem should accept all of our candles, and we should all benefit from the Aura Gonas that we all looked at all the time with the candles. And you want to say something about
I was
David?
going to ask you if you'd say a word about what Zos Chanukah is.
We did before you came in, but we'll say it again.
Okay.
Let's talk about it again. So when you had Aliyah today, David, right?
Yeah.
And Rav Shalom was the Balkori, right? So he said after he finished reading 9, 10, 11, and 12, the Kabbalah from the 9th Shevet, right? Oh, you did, no, not for Rav David. His 9. That's why I said 9. His Aliyah was 9. Okay, right? Yeah, okay. And then he read another passage with Zos Chanukas Hamizbeach. Right? Okay, so okay. The miracle of Zos Chanukah is that it lasted the entire 8 days. Right? If it only lasted 7, then it wouldn't have been. In other words, it took them 8 complete days to come back from Tekoa. They were in Tekoa. That's where they had the olive grove, in Tekoa. So it took them in complete 8 days to come back with the new oil. They were working on making the oil till they had to travel to Tekoa, press the oil. They were only able to use the first drop of each olive. Right, that was the miracle. The Torah says it has to be kosis lamar. Only the first drop can be used. So they had to press a lot of oil, a lot of olives, and do it in such a meticulous way, bottle it, and then they had to travel back to the Beis Hamikdash. It took them 8 days. But the beauty is that the light lasted until they came back. You understand that? The light lasted till they came back. And now they had the light, so they were able to fill the cups back up again, and they were able to light, and there was no hefsek in the mitzvah. And it's just so beautiful how HaKadosh Baruch Hu, again, because they wanted to find the Kedusha. They didn't have to find it. We spoke about that. The Kohanim did not have to find it because it's Tumah Hutra B'tzibur. Since everything, it is a cloud. Chazal teach us, Tumah Hutra B'tzibur. What does that mean? If everything is defiled, when it comes to communal things, if everything is defiled, so then you can use even something defiled. It's acceptable for communal things. Well, okay, the menorah is a communal thing, right? It's like everyone didn't light a menorah in their house. It was in the Beis Hamikdash, right? Because it was in the Beis Hamikdash and that's where they lit it, so they could have used any oil. But the fact that they looked for the oil, they searched, I want to find something, I'm looking for the Kedusha. They were trying to find the password to the Wi-Fi. They were where is the password? I want to find the password. You understand? So then HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, okay, since you were looking, you went Lefi Meshuras Hadin, Hashem went Lefi Meshuras Hadin also as far as Teva. Because we went over and above what we were supposed to have done. We didn't have to do that. So Hashem says, since you did that, you'll find that I will break the confines of nature, and I'll let the light last until you come back. And they didn't dilly-dally, they went straight to Tekoa. They went straight there to go get the olives, they went straight there to start to work on it. They were very diligent. It's really, really, really amazing. So this is a day that all the Svarim say, Rabbi Nachman talks about that this is a day of tefillah and a day of tzedakah. This is a day like, because this day is connected to what do you call it? Elul, connected to Rosh Hashanah. It's connected to the Aseres Yemei Tshuva. It's connected to Yom Kippur, the 4 days in between between Yom Kippur and Sukkot, Hoshana Rabbah, Shmini Atzeres, Chanukah, and now it's Zayis Chanukah. This is the last time we could start all over again. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us a hand today. Take my hand, and He'll take us, and in the midst of Hashem, we should take the opportunity of doing that today. Okay? Kol Tov, everybody. Thank you for joining. Freilich and Zayis Chanukah.